What's going on, guys? Today the video is about this thing right here, and it's actually brought to you by a viewer who made a comment about my chain depth on one of my other videos, my chain tightness on one of my other videos. So we're gonna go over a proper chain tightness right now. You could tell that's too low. If you don't know that, it is too low, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna tighten it up to the proper chain tension. I'm gonna turn this saw around. We're gonna knock that piece of wood over. So I see this all the time. People running their chainsaw with such a loose chain that it's practically falling off. And this isn't just bad for your saw, this is a serious safety hazard. And this is gonna be the single most important maintenance tip you're ever gonna learn. So a loose chain can cause violent kickbacks and, more seriously, injury to a person. A chain that's too tight, well, that's gonna burn up your bar and cause expensive repairs. We don't want that either. So what's the right way to do it? Well, it's not a guess, it's a science. So first, let's understand the parts. A chain needs to be loose enough that it runs freely, but it needs to be tight enough so that it stays on the bar. And how do we do that? What a lot of people end up doing is over-tightening this thing out of fear of it coming off, and that's a bad thing. So I'm gonna go through this and tighten this chain properly so you know exactly how to do it, and I'm gonna throw a few pro tips in there. Before I start working on this thing, I wanna talk about this tool right here. This is called a scrench. Yeah, say that with me, a scrench. It's because it's a screwdriver and a wrench. And you're gonna see this looseness go away. Don't go and tighten this thing back up thinking that it's done and completed and your project's over, because you're just gonna end up with your chain off the bar. So now that you have your hex screws undone, that's over here. So now mine is right here. But what I'm gonna use is actually this log. I'm gonna slide this forward, and that's gonna give me all the slack I need to work with up here. And that's one of our pro tips. When you're tensioning this thing, pull up to check for tension. I see a lot of people trying to pull down. That's not really gonna work for you. Make sure your bar is pulled up. That's pro tip number one. And the second pro tip, that's how you're gonna provide your right tension. So now we're gonna go to our tension screw, and I'm gonna start tightening that thing clockwise. And I'm gonna watch this get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter until I get to about there. Right when those teeth are inside of the bar, that's your sweet spot. Go a little bit further. Now we're there. Now, when I lift this bar up, I can't pull the teeth outside of the bar. Can you see that? When I pull them up, you can't pull them quite out of the bar. That's tight enough. So now that we're there and we're nice and tight and our bar is lifted, we tightened our tension to where we want it, we're gonna go ahead and lock these things right back down while we're at it. And now, our chain is fully tightened. And remember safety, guys. Before you get this project started, put gloves on. Make sure you don't get yourself cut. If you want to unplug your spark plug wire, go for it. Make sure for sure that you put your safety brake on. That's a big, big one. And there you have it, guys. The one thing that's going to keep your saw running safely and efficiently. And this really isn't about being an expert. It's about being confident in your tools. And that's what we're trying to build here. Go ahead and tension your chain like this, and you'll be sure that you can make safe cuts every time. Next time, it's a little showdown that you guys have been waiting for. It's the two mini home saws. We're gonna take two of the cheapest homeowner saws that you can get and run those two up against each other. One from Husqvarna, one from Stihl. Let's see what happens. Stihl versus Husqvarna. I'm gonna tell you which one I think is better and why. We're gonna go over small homeowner chainsaws like this.